Alright, alright. And on the third day, the Lord rose from the grave. Alright, a lot of you are asking me about Kplt. So, this one's understandable. I'm not going to bust nobody's nuts over this one. Because again, you already know I'm very big on please do your own research into some stocks that you plan on investing in. Just because I throw them up on here does not mean, A, that they're going to make you money just because you put money into it. And if you do not continually do everything you can to educate yourself and become a better investor, which again, Webull has a paper trading program that you can use. Gives you $1 million to play around, figure out some shit for yourself, how stocks move, what's a good enter and exit strategy, all that good shit, so that you're not the one stuck sitting here when it runs up and then goes down, and then your buddy's next video the next day is like, yeah, we made a killing, didn't you guys make a killing? And you're like, huh? I thought this was, what? Huh? Yeah, you end up being that person. You don't want to do that. But KPLTW is warrants, and warrants are very similar to options, but also very, very different. Options contracts, obviously, is a contract between two traders where one bets that this stock is going to hit this price and hopefully go higher. The other one writes that contract betting that no, it's not going to, and you're going to pay me my premium, and that's going to be a wrap. You're not getting any money. Bye-bye. That one contract is worth 100 shares, so if it hits the strike price or above, and trader A decides to execute that trade, exercise it, they are going to force trader B to have to buy 100 shares and provide them with them, or if they already have them, turn them over to them. Warrant comes directly from the company. The company issues warrants, and one contract is not worth 100 shares. It's usually the adverse, and you have to have a lot of contracts, a lot of warrants just to equal one share. There's a certain ratio they have. Every company is different. I'm not sure if it's on a trader basis, if you can, depending on how lucrative your contract is, if it's like you can pay more money and less contracts equal more shares. I don't know how that works. I don't mess with warrants. I've never executed or exercised one, so I'm not quite sure how they work exactly in that regard, but I do know that there is a ratio that's typically 3, 5, or 10 warrants equal one share. So you would have to exercise 10 to get one share. And when that happens, the company actually issues brand new shares, which can dilute the market and drive the price down a bit. Someone else emailed me too about the warrants. It's like, well, can't the hedge funds just use warrants and short the stock? Sure, but it would be pointless. It's an unnecessary way to do it. I'm also pretty sure that, and maybe not now, and it's probably differs company to company, but when you're issuing new shares, I believe there's a time frame. So I think when you would exercise that contract, it would probably be a day or so, maybe, before they actually issue the shares to you, because that takes some time on the company's end. So it's probably a trading day, maybe 3, maybe 5, I don't know, before they issue the shares. Warrants are typically long positions. You get them with far out expirations, and you believe that the company is going to do well over time. And when it's fairly lucrative for you, you would exercise those contracts and end up with a fair amount more shares to hold on to that are now more valuable. It would be pointless to short through this way, especially if there is a delay in the exercising for the company to issue new shares, because if this thing's running and you're trying to short it and exercise and you have to wait a day or two, you can't do anything about it running up now. So the tried, true, time-tested method that shorts use now is what they do. It's how they do it. It's the most efficient, effective, and lucrative way for them to short. This is not a way to do it. It's pointless compared to their other options. So I wouldn't worry about that. But that is what a warrant is. It comes directly from the company. It usually takes several contracts to be exercised to equal a share. And then the company is actually producing new shares into the the overall float So shares outstanding increases, which would effectively drive the price down a bit. But nothing I'm not worried about. You shouldn't worry about it. Not a big deal. Don't worry about that shit. Overthinking it. Don't worry about it. But I like that. I like that people are overthinking it and wanting to learn and wanting to know. That is what I want. That's where my channel is now. That's what it is now. Started out trying to pull y'all out of that toxic horse shit and expose some of these guys for what they really fucking are. And plenty of people are doing that now. There's plenty of people out there making sure that that's carrying on and getting done. I no longer am focused on that. I've already said my piece, and you already know what it is, how I feel about those guys. So now I want to focus on helping you all make money, especially those of you that lost money or lost profits or money, both. Because I know several of you have emailed me saying you got in after June and you took a hit, and understandably so. I would be very frustrated too. I get it, definitely, I get it. So my focal point now is, as best as I can, trying to help everyone make some money back, or at least, instill a sense of education and learning in the average investor, wanting to become better, wanting to understand more and be a more knowledgeable investor. That's very important. That helps me. The more retail investors that educate themselves, the better for me and my investments overall. This is a new breed of investor this year, and it is one that should not be taken lightly, and it is one that it is up to us that have a little more experience, a little more knowledge in the market to educate you all when we can, how we can, so that we can be a stronger group overall. Like that should be the goal of everybody out there. I like how these guys I told you back when I was saying I wanted to start educating people and everything. I told you they were going to start doing that, and they did. Now they all wanted to educate you. You saw how long that lasted, huh? You saw how long that lasted. As soon as AMC started going back up, oh fuck that. They ain't got to educate shit. They ain't got to do nothing. Fuck that. Now they can just talk about AMC being green again. That's fucking ridiculous. But, no big deal. So I wanted to go over that. Another thing, I don't know if people aren't watching my whole videos or what the deal is, but again, guys, my time is extremely, extremely valuable. If you're going to email me and ask me what I think about a stock and that's it, you're not going to attach any additional information that you have researched on your own and narrow it down a bit more for what it is that you don't quite understand and you would like me to answer, chances are very good I'm not going to answer that email. Because that there just seems like you want me to do all the work for you and help you make a decision on a stock. I'll do that if you pay me, bottom line. And depending on what you pay me, if you pay me $1, I'm going to give you $1 worth of information on that stock. But I don't have time to do that. And a lot of them that I see people are emailing me, they're ones that are on other guys' channels. The guys that are not financial gurus and professionals. All they do is throw a list of some of the top 20 shorted stocks on their channel and pray that 2 or 3 of them hit so they look like they're very, very intelligent investors. And they're not. And the case in point there is this bad boy. If they were as good and as smart and, learned as they claim to be, none of them would have missed this play. None of them. They would have seen this play here on this day, because this ends up on a gainer or a moving list, like top movers for the day. This right here definitely ended up on a list. And this is what you look for. You don't look for the big green days. You look for the big red days. And when you see the big red days, you investigate a little more. Why the fuck did that drop so much? Why the hell is that? Oh, well, let's go back and look a little further. Oh, it's been getting the shit shorted out of it. Okay, all right. Then you go look at the short interest, and then when you see those numbers, you're like, oh my God, wow, this thing is absolutely poised to blow if retail pours into this. So that right there is That should be sign number one. A lot of the guys you watch, they don't really know what they're talking about. They just, like I said, they pull a list of top short interest or top gainers, and then they throw them on their channel to look smart. And that's it, to keep you coming back. That's how they make their money. YouTube is not their main source of revenue. They just keep a finance channel alive to keep their other avenues, like their Patreon going, their fucking Discord, tip money there. They have private groups and websites that they do financial advice on and show you their plays and all that shit that they charge for. It's all part of their little cycle of revenue, claiming to be a financial professional when they're not. They aren't. And if they are, they suck. Like, for real. They suck. That is absolutely stupid to just throw a list of 10 out. If you invest in all 10 of them, you're losing money. Like, you're literally losing money. If only one or two hit and you invested in all 10, you're losing money. You got to spend time trying to get out of these ones that are dying and then hope that you catch these when they're peaking. It's it's a lot. The purpose of a financial professional should be to narrow down 3 to 5 to really, really watch. And there should always at least be one that you are like 90% sure is going to move that week. It's going to move that week in the way that we want it to move up. But none of these guys also tell you about, if they were so smart, make money on the way down. Buy some puts up at this area so that, it's not always going to go up, it's going to go down. So during that period where it starts going down, you make money that way too. Like, there's so much left on the table with these guys. And then, I get emailed. I watch these guys too. I check them out too. Sometimes they do have shit that I missed or didn't see that I look into and it looks good and I should have paid attention to it, but I missed it. Not very often, but still. This should have been on every financial professional's radar who has a channel that talks about solid investments and especially focused on squeeze plays. This should have been all over everyone's radar if they were intelligent and seeking out and finding legitimate squeeze plays. Nobody wants to be, late to the party. Nobody. You want to be the one planning the fucking party. That's what you want. You want to be there that early. And I'm getting emails about, and I see them. They're plays that are on these guys' lists that they don't even go over. They just throw a top. Oh, this is my list of plays for the week, and retail's going to go through and look them up, and then they see something that's either cheap or whatever, and you don't do your own research, and you need to. You need to do your own research. You look into it. I'm not that guy. You need to message those motherfuckers and ask them, hey, why is this on your list? Ask them. Don't come to me asking me to waste my time looking at their filler, because that's what that is. It's just filler. It's just to keep you coming back. It's just to make it look like they're doing a lot of work and they're smart and shit like that. Plus, I'm very specific, and I made that clear. I day trade. A lot of the shit these guys put up that they claim is going to squeeze and blow up doesn't even have a fucking options chain. You need an options chain. For a significant squeeze, you want gamma in between there to help drive the squeeze. It's a factor. It's a must-have. And a lot of these guys' plays don't have an options chain. They're just like, yeah, these guys are heavily shorted. It's very easy to keep a heavily shorted stock down that doesn't have an options chain. Very easy. And if you get a move, it's, it may be like $10 or something, which isn't bad. Yeah, but I don't have 10 grand to put into that stock and let it sit for weeks waiting for that big move. Like, I don't have that. That's just not me. And you need that for some of these stocks. Actually, someone did ask me to, in the comments section, ask me to look at a stock. But even then, if you guys are putting like, hey, what do you think about this stock in the comments section? I need a little more information. Like, what do you mean? What do I think about it? What do you think about it? Like, that's what I'm gonna start asking you guys. What do you think about it? I need some more information here. Like, what is it that you want me to uncover for you? That will let me know that you're doing research, you're trying to educate yourself on your investments, and I am more than willing to help you in that fashion. If you get stuck somewhere because you're trying to learn and you don't understand and you can't figure it out, yeah, I will gladly help you out there. That's what I want to do, is help teach and educate and make people, invest intelligently. That's it. That's all. That's what it's about. But, if you guys are just like, what do you think about stock XYZ? It just literally, it makes me think that, A, you don't give a fuck about my time, which kind of is shitty, because I've made it very clear in many videos that my time is very valuable to me. It is the most valuable commodity in the world, I believe, to a person. And, I have a lot I got to do. Like, I'm going to be spending the better part of the next 10 hours finishing up schoolwork, and I have finals next week. Um, And that, I mean, I need people to respect that. It's different. If you're paying me, yeah, you're paying me for a service. I'm gonna fucking look into it for you. Absolutely, no problem. And like I said, depending on what you pay me is the information you will get on that stock. But outside of that, I can't have 50 people trying to send me on rabbit hole hunts with different stocks that, you saw on someone else's page and they didn't even go into detail. If they didn't go into detail about them, it's not a good play. I'm going to tell you that right now. If they didn't even take the time to go into it, it's because it's just filler. It is just filler. It's there to make them look smart and to make you think that they are doing a lot of work and they know what they're talking about. And it's bullshit. It really is. It's like fishing. If you go with one pole, cast one line, you're going to sit there for a long time waiting. Um, if you throw 10 lines out there, you're going to catch more fish, and it's not going to take as long. But you're gonna use more bait, and you're going to spend more money on all that extra equipment. So is it worth it? For me, I like to spend money on quality rod and reel, quality tackle, research the spots I want to go to, you know, places that I've fished or I've looked at before that I know have a lunker in that fucking pond, or that I've hooked before and couldn't reel in, but I know that bitch is still in there. Like, that's my approach to the stock market. I study, I research, I cast out lines in certain ponds to see how it reacts, see if I get some nibbles, see what kind of money can be made. And, then if it's something like I'm going to share that with my subs, because this is something that it's going to take a bunch of people, but everyone could benefit in a manner that would literally alleviate losses accrued from or incurred, by AMC. Like it would. If this thing keeps pouring in with retail interest and shit, anything you lost in AMC, you'll have a chance to get back. And all the profits that I lost, I'll have at least, a chance to get a nice portion of it back. It most likely isn't going to be anywhere near what I had in AMC, because they're very finicky with options chains now. Like, they're literally every options chain. This shit is fucking cheaper than AMC was when I bought all of my contracts, and the contracts in this are more expensive than the ones that were in AMC. So, that's something that's changed, and whatever, no big deal. But, oh, excuse me, fucking cracked my back. But again, I need you guys to show me you're trying to learn. Show me you're trying to learn. If you're trying to learn, educate yourself, and you get stuck somewhere, I will help you. Or if you're brand new, if you don't know shit about the market and you're trying to learn, I've got plenty of videos up trying to fucking, tell you the key things you need to look for in a stock, and you can Google most of that shit. And obviously the paper trading shit, if you have $1 million to fuck around with, come up with a strategy, fake money, but a real market, so you can see how your investment would play out. But yeah, you guys, I cannot go on these crazy rabbit hole searches for just, and then I see them, guys. That's the thing that upsets me a little bit, is that I know where you're getting these stocks from. I know whose channels you're seeing them on, and they're not talking about them, and then you're coming to me asking me to talk about them, and the answer is no. Like, unless you're going to pay me, because I already know it's a waste of my time. If you got to understand that. If they didn't go into detail, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for it. It may look pretty, it may look good, but there's a lot of internal shit that goes into great plays, and if they're not taking the time to talk about them, it's because they're not great plays. They're not. It's just filler. It's filler for their channel. It's just to keep their YouTube revenue going. That's it. But I will look into the one. I know one of you asked me to look into CEI. I'm going to look in it, and we'll see if it proves my point. I think it was CEI, or was it CIE? Can't be. I don't like either one of these. Oh, I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know if it was this one. But that just looks dead and dying. There is nothing good about this. Nothing. What the fuck? This bitch was $500 7 years ago? Whatever this is, it's dead. I don't know if this is... Let me look at CEI. Maybe it was CEI. Jesus Christ. Well, either way, what the fuck? $3 million. Well, I know it was one of those you asked me to look in, and my answer is fuck no. Absolutely not. I mean, let me look at it on at least the year to date. Okay, it was probably this one. I imagine it was this one. I think it was CEI. First thing off the break, I know there's no options chain in this. I already know there's not. I can look at it and tell there's not an options chain. I can tell by the movements in it. There's no even little gamma squeezes anywhere at all sticking out to me. This is probably it, because January move. Yep, move in January around GME and AMC, and then a February move too. It about doubled. It's about 100% gain, and then about a 50% gain. Let me double check before I look like an ass. Yeah, okay. No options chain. This for me is a negative. I don't trade in anything doesn't have an options chain, because it's pointless for me. I day trade. That's how I make my money. You know, this isn't a side game for me where I can just put money in there, let it sit, and have other revenue coming in from somewhere else. So I can't afford to leave money sit and hope, within months it goes up. I have to make money fast and quick, and the only way to do that is with options. This is still a no for me, a big fat no. No, it's just a no all the way across the board. Just looking at this shit used to be $3 million. I don't know what the fuck that is. This is some sort of horse shit. Some sort of shell company that's had money siphoned out of it over the last fucking 5 years. And again, no options chain. So unless you have like 10 grand to put in this where you would benefit from a 50% or 100% move, that's a no. But look at the volume. So 104 million in volume on this day. That was about a 100% move. And now it looks like it's picking back up. So this should be like a quarter of that volume. What the fuck? No. Hell no. Yeah, 104. Absolutely not. I am no way, shape, or form in on this at all. Um, this 100% looks like a trap. This looks like this is controlled by big money, and it has been some sort of fucking, I don't even know what to call this, but that's crazy. That's almost 3 times the amount of volume than January had, and this was a 100% gain, and this was 3 times the amount of volume. It was like a 20-cent gain. This has been, diluted, continuously diluted. That is an absolute no for me. But I mean, you see, I did that, what, 5 minutes maybe looking into that? It's an absolute fucking no. That's all that you got to look at there. See what it's done in the last year. See what it's done in the last 5 years. Like, just, you got to look at shit like, no. If it's had any moves that make you question whether it's a good play, just look at that. Just go to the year to date, look at the YTD, check your volume on the last big move it had, and then compare it to today's volume. Yeah, that's crazy. Hell no. No way. They've diluted the fuck out of this, and it looks like they've done it for 5 straight years. Just diluted the shit out of this. That's crazy. Doesn't mean you can't make any money. I mean, if you got fucking, like I said, thousands of dollars and it's about to have some crazy return, even though it's got the shit diluted out of it, um, you might be able to benefit from a 20% gain or maybe more, but that's just crazy. This was a 100% gain with 104 million on that day in volume, and this ain't shit. This is 3 times the volume and like a 20-cent move, and this was a fucking dollar move with a third of the volume. That's if you've been looking into it, you know more than me, or you know something that I don't know. I mean, that investment is on you. I personally, again, if it doesn't have an options chain, I don't mess with it. So that is definitely going to be your call. You may know something I don't know, but that's my personal opinion on that. Yeah, sorry, this went a little longer than I intended, but see, that's that's what I'm getting at, y'all. Uh, and if that's something like, if you're new and you don't understand like really what you're looking for, I mean, that's just there you go. If it doesn't have an options chain, you're most likely not going to benefit from a gigantic squeeze. You may get, a 5, 10, maybe like $12 move in something that doesn't have an options chain. That's just low. But you have to go look at whatever it is. I don't know what's drawing you to this or where this came from, but go look at the last big move. Check out its volume. How much of a move was it? Then you can look at this one. Check that out too, and then come to today and see what's going on with this right here. All of this is just, there's nothing here that says this is good. And then when you look at it on the 5-year, this just seems to be a trend that has been going on. This is some sort of scheme, some sort of bullshit that some big money company has used to probably launder money or hide money or anything. Hide failures to deliver, whatever. And then dilute the fuck out of it. Like, that's just, whew. So again, if you know something that I don't, more power to you. I want not a goddamn thing to do with that. Not at all. If there is something you know, let me know again in the comments section. I hope this was the right one. But either way, like I said, CIE or this one. Watch it be like fucking CRE or something, and I'm dumb. But yeah, even if it is this one, this is still a big fat negative for me. This is the same. It's probably the same damn company. It probably is. Uh, man, see, that's that bullshit, man. That's that craziness. But whatever. All right, I'm out. This is a very long Sunday video. Basically, damn near a church sermon. So there you go. There's your stock market sermon for the day. I am out. I got a lot of schoolwork to do.